Here we go.
What, baby? What?
All right, everybody hang on to something. I think we're about to go.
There we go.
All right, Leo's going to check me, make sure.
Looks to me like it's starting. Yep,
All right,
we're good.
good deal. Good deal. All right. So now that we are live on YouTube, hello and welcome to the October spooky edition of Inventor Friday. So did an embalming experiment gone wrong result in a mummy in Pennsylvania? Have we found the next big Halloween decorating trend? And were coffin bells actually a thing? Well, these and other interesting topics we're going to be discussing at night tonight, again on what we're going to call the spooky edition, the first time we've ever tried this this year of Inventor Friday. I am Don Skaggs, your host and chief cook and bottle washer around here, and with me tonight is Kirk Sellenberger. Why do I keep adding another syllable to your name? Why do I do that?
It's the German.
Kirk, tell us who you are, what you're all about, and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Kirk Sellenberg. I'm co-founder of Mini Grip. Mini Grip is a portable twist top opener that I invented with the extra high friction surface there, so it helps open bottles, and that's my invention.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about that a little more tonight as well. So, also with me tonight is Deborah Nels Porter. Did I get the name right?
That
All
right,
right,
yes.
all right. And this is the first time we've met as well.
Yes, it
So,
is. Thank you for having
what
me.
wonderful to have you. Thank you so much. So tell us a little bit about you, who you are, what you do,
Sure.
all that good stuff.
I am the owner of Debutante Inc. We are a small business consulting firm and we do special events. So Halloween is one of my favorites. So that is why
Nice.
I am here tonight.
All right.
Awesome.
Very, very cool. Very great. All right. Also with me tonight is the venerable Leo York.
Hey, everybody.
Everybody knows Leo?
Yep.
Does anybody not know Leo?
I don't think so.
Okay. Hopefully everybody knows who you are. And then also working the cameras and just making everything work right. We've got George Mulder.
Hello, George.
No relation to Spooky Mulder.
Oh,
Or
Fox Mulder.
Fox Mulder.
Yeah.
No,
No, okay. All
Spells
right.
it a little different and
Just-
makes a lot more money than me.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. Good deal. All right. So also if you have not checked out our website yet, just in case you may be interested, our website is, and that didn't work. Hang on, guys. There we go. All right. Now we've got the screen share going. So check out our website, kyinventors.org. If you don't know who we are, what we're all about, we're based in Kentucky, but we have people from literally all over everywhere. We have some people that join us from outside the United States, even South Africa and Europe. And one of these days, I keep telling Leo we're going to have get a map with put pins in it because of all the different people we have everywhere. So, but check out our website, kyinventors.org. We've got all kinds of meetings, including tonight's, and you can learn about memberships and how you can get involved with us and all the cool things that we have going on. And again, that is at kyinventors.org. Now, also, you'll want to check out our sponsor because we are tonight in the headquarters of Total HealthWorks. I like to call this the whole Total HealthWorks studio tonight, where we get to do this broadcast. And what's Total Health Works? Well, it's one of our own. Bennett Gatto, inventor, entrepreneur, started this company a few years ago, and he has developed a platform that helps train your brain and your body through exercise and wellness. He originally actually worked with the National Science Foundation, and they developed this technology platform that helps people with Parkinson's, brain health, MS. But anyone who's getting older, if you're like you're like me, one of those people that you wander into a room and wonder what you went in there for. Well, if they can help people with Parkinson's, they can help you too. So it's not just for neurodegenerative diseases. It actually is good for everyone. So check them out there at totalhealthworks.com. So that's my little plug for them.
And if you're not getting older, don't worry about it.
That's true. That's kind of
Because
how
you're taking a dirt nap.
You're in the graveyard.
That's right. You are part of the Halloween decoration at this point. So, all right. So, and again, just check us out for that. So let's get on. Let's talk a little bit tonight about spooky inventing products and spooky inventing stories. And we've actually found a few here. They're kind of cool, kind of interesting. This first one that I have is called the coffin bell, and we kind of go back in time a little bit with this one. And let's see, I'm not still sharing my screen, do I? Here we go. We're going to fix that right now. All right. And so people feared being buried alive so much that they invented specialty coffins. And yes, I think, was there a patent on this? I want to say there was a patent on that. Yep, there it is. So this is a patent from patent number 81,437, which, if you know patents, that is like early. So you actually had a little bell here that you could ring if it's hey, I'm still alive and let me out of this box. So that is just wild. And this was back in 1868.
The Victorian era.
Yeah. So that is just that's wild. Precautionary measures for the so-called dead. So that was wild. And Leo had in our early session had a question of what would you not want to be known for as an inventor. I'd say this might rank up as one of them, a coffin bell. But anyway, so what do you guys think? You think these fears were reasonable in 1868, or was this a little outlandish?
I mean, they didn't have EKG machines, and it would have been pretty easy for somebody in like a short-term coma to probably get buried.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that there were enough folks dug up with scratch marks in their coffins to warrant something. Before the 1800s, they were like vampires, and now they're like, I think we made a mistake. So I would appreciate having one. Yeah, frankly. How about you, Deborah?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they embalmed back then. So
That got started as a result of the Civil War.
it
So
did.
like 3 years
So
later, yeah.
it could be a possibility that all your signs say you're dead, but you really weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a nap and
want
then bury it.
back
Yeah.
then. So yeah, I'm a pro coffin bell.
How about you, Kurt?
I would say, if the entire graveyard had all these bells and they all started going off, I'd be a little worried, especially in October.
How has that not been in a movie? Yeah.
Oh gosh,
I could just hear a bunch of bells going off.
That one, the
So,
coffin bell.
But yeah, I think if I woke up in a coffin, I would be very glad if I had prepaid for that coffin bell.
Yeah, there you go. It's life insurance for when they think you're dead. Yeah.
Or maybe these days it might be like a Bluetooth clicker or
There
something.
you go.
Yeah, I guess you could. So I wonder if you fast forward to today, bury me with my cell phone so I could text you if I.
No, this is more, but a lot of people who do live streams, and I don't think we count among them what I'm about to say, but they're really, really so into just sharing their whole life with their audience I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did that eventually, where they just had a camera all the time on them. And it's just,
Oh
you can
my
watch.
God.
Boy.
I was reading though, that there is a coffin that has like a little screen on the side. That's like a built-in communication system
Oh,
Oh, my
that can like have music. And if you are like, whoa, I'm alive still, you could communicate and they would know. But I did read that looking up on the
That is
history of the
freaky.
coffin bells.
Wow.
So that's
wow.
a modern day version of it.
Yeah.
Man, that's for some intense phobias, I think. Yeah.
I think I just want to put temporary storage on my gravestone.
Good question though, Bob. I don't know. We do know that it did come in handy for some people. So that's the one silver lining. It did save lives, but I don't know if we have any hard number.
That would be that would be interesting to find out. How many of them actually,
Work.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, someone's got to Google it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see. Let's move on.
Did they put the bell in the graveyard or was it only in the funeral home?
It was in the graveyard, like just outside the grave. So it's like they'd pull a string and it would ring the bell. Yeah.
Ring a bell. Okay.
Oh,
I think it's creepy all by itself.
there are no documented cases of anyone.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, no one ever
Well,
used
did they have a
the invention.
newspaper back then?
yeah. Yowza.
I don't think you'd run out of air before you.
That's probably the deal.
I would think
Yeah,
so,
that
too.
makes sense. You got about 40 minutes to ring that bell.
Yeah.
And if the wind's blowing too hard, they probably stop
Oh, yeah,
stopped all the bells from
that's just
ringing.
the
because
wind,
was
yeah.
blowing too hard, so by the time you needed
Oh,
it.
that's right. I didn't think about that. Oh, goodness. So, all right. Well, let's see. Let's move on to the next one here. And that would be. This one will be kind of interesting.
Mm.
So we're moving from coffin safety bells to you scream, we all scream for Halloween inventions. And this one is actually, I thought this was pretty cool. This is called the Webcaster Cobwebbing Gun.
Yeah.
Now, people that are kind of into Halloween, maybe they already know about this. I just thought it was super cool. This is you spin your own professional Spidey masterpiece with a handheld gun that uses pressurized air steam and hot glue to glue your
Arts and crafts.
across the and it's got a patent here. Let's see if we can find the patent. No, I don't have, maybe I don't have a patent. Yes, I do. So I thought this was really kind of cool. Because it was let me pull up the drawings here. First I thought, okay, this, what all did they have to do to design this? And basically it's a glue gun with an air blower or I guess a connector for an air blower that it's just like, I guess, squirting the air.
Yeah. It's literally two things that they put together, which so many inventions are just that. They take two ideas and they make one thing out of it.
Kind of like Reese's peanut butter.
Yes. In fact, I wonder, maybe when they made that, maybe it's just a very windy day and the glue gun was stuck. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Interesting
mean,
stuff.
you wonder how he came up with it.
Yeah. Well, it amazes me how many, again, inventions on the market are just two things in one. Anybody, can you think of anything else that's a good example of that? Because there's plenty as far as that goes. Yeah. Trying to think, well, one of the oldest inventions, really, like one of the oldest inventions, talking Stone Age, is a knife. And you take two knives and you put a hinge on it and it's just scissors. So that's,
There you go.
yeah, that's an old one.
How old are scissors? You think?
Ooh, that's a good question. How old? I bet shears would be. How old are shears? Let's see. It's going to be BC. I'm sure of it. Oh yeah, 4,000 years ago in Egypt.
Wow.
Yep, two bronze blades connected by a thin strip at the end. So shears. Yeah.
I would not have thought that scissors were that old.
Folks need haircuts and sheep need haircuts and yeah, it makes sense.
Sparrows need haircut.
Yeah.
Actually, that's this is a little off topic, but the Egyptians, this is just a super weird thing about them. They considered body hair to be animalistic, which kind of makes sense. So priests removed every hair, including their eyelashes, but your average person, especially aristocracy, they didn't want to be hairy. So they wore wigs. And one of the things that was also used, this is another example of two inventions in one, was somebody noted, like, when people are at these parties, these Egyptian parties they would have, they get hot from dancing and they sweat and they smell bad. So what they did was they came up with these little cakes of tallow that had perfume embedded in it. And you'd wear it under your wig. And as you danced and sweated, the heat would melt the tallow, which I'm sure looked gross, but it made you smell good. So that's kind of a weird one.
Well, if you think of the most modern day invention, your smartphone is a combination of a camera, communications tool, a computer. I mean, that is probably the most
Yeah.
technologically advanced combination of multiple
Yeah.
previous inventions just rolled into one and unbelievably successfully.
It's true. Yeah.
That's a great example. And it's funny, when you said that, it reminded me of when Steve Jobs first rolled out the iPhone. And I don't know if you had seen the footage from that, but they wonder what happened.
No idea.
Sorry, guys. Technical glitches. So anyway, when Steve Jobs first was introducing the iPhone, which surprisingly was very met with a lot of skepticism. This will never take off, which I always think is kind of funny. But when the way he spun it, he said, I'm not introducing one product tonight. I am introducing three products. It is a music player, it is a phone, and it is and I forget what's the third, computer, or one of those things. And he kept saying it over and over again until everybody started getting it, because nobody got it. They were thinking, oh, he's going to talk about three products. But it was him combining all those things. And Steve Jobs was kind of good at that too. He would take things that were kind of not so well adopted. Well, like with the iPod. And people had MP3 players, but they were clunky and people didn't know how to use them all that well. And he combined those things though and put them all together, and the rest is history.
iPod first came out, and it was always kind of this joke that there were the vast majority of people who had iPhones or iPods, and then you had people with Zunes, and it was like, weirdo with the Zune. Yeah.
It still works, and the battery is great.
I know the feeling, because I'm a Samsung user, and we're like a suppressed group of people these days.
I think that was like right around when BlackBerry was entrenched, right? So BlackBerry was pretty popular, very corporate. So everybody had that keyboard mindset, and he hit it out of the park.
That's wild. All right. Well, let's see. What else do we have going on here? So we were talking about this really, really cool thing.
Yep.
But then also, this one's a little kind of creepy. So this is a lamp that runs on human blood. So yes, it's real. And blood-powered lamp will hopefully remind you to turn off the lights. And so this guy invented a lamp that would actually, I wonder how long this is. It's long enough to play, maybe.
Is it modified for audio though?
Oh, I'll bet it's not. So
Nope.
nope.
Yeah, let's just go with the picture.
Yeah, let's just go with the article. I'm expecting that to say Finn at the end or something. So he basically, and we were kind of funny. We were talking about two different things put together. This is luminol and blood. So, and if you're not familiar with luminol, it's what they use. Let's see, where do they, I know they say this here.
Yeah, it's like forensic type stuff.
Mhm. They use it in the forensic industry quite a bit. And, let's see, remind us of clever light fixture. Need the light the most. Well, they still don't tell how they're using it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
there it
it's-
is. Chemiluminescence
Right.
glow.
Yeah, because blood glows
Yeah,
under a black light.
Yep.
Oof.
so I don't know. What do
You
you
can
what-
only use it once, first of all. So that's weird. It's
Yep.
got blood in it. That's weird.
Yep,
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'll pass.
yep. No, no really
How about you,
market.
Kirk, you want a blood lamp?
I don't know. I mean, I need a light to get up and go to the bathroom at night. I'd hate to run out of blood. You can only go once.
Oh,
Yeah, it was,
yeah, I don't know if this would have a really big market or not. It's, you know, it might be a novelty every once in a while, but yeah, you'd have to use a lot of blood.
Yeah. It reminds me of, I remember somebody, they built their PC and they decided, you know, this would be cool. This would be edgy. Because a lot of people have liquid cooled PCs. He thought, I'm going to have it cooled by my blood. Well, of course, ultimately the blood coagulated and now he's just got probably a $1,500 mess on his hands.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I think blood in general, it's great when it's in you and it's not so great when you use it for anything else.
Not got a really good alternative function.
Right.
Oh, too awful much. So, all right, well, let's see. Let's move on to the next item. So this one was kind of interesting and kind of creepy. So it is a 3D urn that is in the shape of your head. And that it?
Not yet.
Not yet. There it is.
There we go.
There we go. So this is a 3D printed head-shaped urn coming to a mantle near you. And this is what they look like.
Wow.
So I guess you get a face scan before you pass away, and you get to put your cremated remains in something that a loved one then has staring at you
Yeah.
from the mantle.
Yeah, so there's a lot you can do with dead bodies, and please don't misinterpret that, everybody. You can make people into gemstones, you can make people into glassware, exact trees, there's mushroom burial. This seems very conceited to me compared to everything else. It's like you want your face to, I don't know. Like I can understand being like a little Funko Pop or something cute, but like this is Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Well, what do you guys think?
All right, I have a very interesting thought about this, and this is combining inventions.
Mhm.
So I was sharing this with some of my family members last night, and I was like, oh gosh, look at this. This is crazy, right? Like, wow. So we thought, well, let's take it even a step further. If you're going to have your face, and let's say that, you know, you kind of want to be with your family member for the rest of your life or their life, right? Why not making a talking head? Where it actually
I was actually scared you were going to say mask. So that better. Yeah.
Like, yeah, and you can have it say some of the most common sayings that you'd say to that person.
Like,
know,
like the singing fish, except a
Yes.
dead person.
Yes, exactly.
The Billy Bass of urns.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, let's make it an even better invention.
Throw in some AI to make it fun.
Exactly.
Oh my
So at
goodness.
certain points, the eyes move and the lips talk, and it says, you know, like it's your mother, and like, Louise, you're in trouble. You would like,
Oh, wow.
okay.
It's just a matter of time before companies monetize that, and it's like, you know, Deborah, remember to buy Ovaltine. Yeah,
News at 7, don't forget.
yeah.
Up on the mantle.
What do you think? I'll go for it, Don.
I've heard of burial urns that are like 3D printed to like emulate the shape of your pet.
Yeah.
I think that's a little more attractive.
I think, they make glass versions where they take your ashes. You could make a dog bowl and then your next dog could eat out of your old dog.
Well, Josh,
That sounds fun.
yeah, that sounds wrong on a whole other level. Gosh. Well, believe it or not, and I have to kind of tell this story. We have one of our inventors that actually came up with an urn product, and his was called. And let me share the screen. A little slow on the uptake on this tonight, folks. Hang on one second. There we go. So this is called Forever Aging. This is Bill Elam, inventor, longtime inventor, longtime member of the Inventors Network, former attorney out of Frankfort, Kentucky. He came up with this idea, and Bill is great. I'd love to have him some time back, maybe even in this venue. So there's Bill right there. Retired attorney and native Kentucky. William Elam is the founder of the Bugatti Urn Company in Sarasota, Florida. I think that's where he is now. So basically, they take your ashes, they put a little of your favorite beverage in there, and they mix it around, so you're just always kind of soaked in your own favorite whatever. So that's why they call it. But those are like real bourbon, like mini bourbon barrels. And from what I hear, he's done really well with them. So that's just wild. But yeah.
Will you become part of the MASH?
Yeah. I wonder, okay, do you think anytime somebody would actually try to drink the maybe somebody got desperate and they're like, let's squeeze what's left out of the ashes and
instead of charcoal filtered, it's
it's
filtered or whatever.
Yeah.
Ash filter.
There are stories of people being, and I think they're just urban legends, but like naval officers being.
You do that.
Let me check. Looks like we're good on this end. Yeah.
I do.
You hear about like naval officers being
We'll go to Zoom. I think
soaked in like basically rum to last a voyage after they die, and presumably some of the junior officers accidentally got the wrong cask and they drank like officer rum, in other words. Yeah,
As long as the cask is sealed, I think you're okay.
there you go.
I've heard of the angel share, when the barrel gets lighter. In this case, I hope the angel takes its share.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, goodness. All right, let's see. Let's move on to the next one here. So this one is more, these are the next ones are a little more current. They're a little more like inventions in the news. And this next one is in Pennsylvania, and it is a here we go. There it is. All right. So this was actually recently in the news. So this is a Pennsylvania mummy known as Stoneman Willie, has finally been identified after 128 years of mystery. And so that's actually him on a video, and they finally figured out who he was. Now they're going to bury him. But he's been laying in this funeral home for 128 years. So basically, on the backstory on this, because this is just where it's really kind of interesting.
Here we go.
So at that time, during the 19th century, embalming techniques were still in their infancy, and the funeral director's owner had the corpse embalmed with untested techniques. So he was actually trying to, so this was somebody who died in jail, they didn't know who he was, and so he wound up in the funeral home, and this guy was testing a new embalming method, and so that went wrong. So the corpse,
right. Depending on how you look at it.
Untested technique, leaving the corpse, retaining their hair, teeth, and flesh. The corpse skin and flesh became discolored. over the years and now appear to be dark brown. Altman said, use this process to ensure there was enough time to identify him.
It's actually how
and what he did.
embalming techniques came about. Was the Civil War, you know, a lot of people they died down south and their families wanted them to be brought back north.
Really?
That's how the whole funeral industry kind of got started. Was
Oh my
people
goodness.
wanted cousin Jim to come back and look like when they left. So yeah,
Wow.
that's the deal.
So that's where it went. When you said earlier it was after the Civil War, I thought there had to be a story.
That's the deal. Yep. It was
Wow.
ice was too expensive and trains were, you know, making their way. So it was like, let's just fill them with preservatives and put them on the train and have them shipped from Georgia to Connecticut. So yeah,
And then it became a thing.
then it became a thing.
Goodness. So what's everybody think? Would you want to be mummified instead of embalmed?
I mean, if the Egyptians are right, yeah. Other than that, don't see much reason. How about you, Deborah?
I was thinking about this. I'm like, I don't know, how you were kind of saying that the head urn was kind of egotistical. I'm thinking mummification would kind of be egotistical.
That's a fair point. It's a very
Yeah.
Pharaoh thing to do.
Yeah.
How about you, Kurt?
I think I've always just wanted to be ashes and not take up any space.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
I grew up in New Orleans, and there we have jazz bands and funerals. We try to be happy.
Sure.
Mhm.
So, I just want people to be happy and, move on and,
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's kind of the newer take on it, I think. There's less fixation on having a permanent fixture in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're seeing mushroom suits where the mycelium consume a person and it's more eco-friendly. And I really like that. I think that's kind of what I want.
Wow.
I want to be mushrooms.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see. Let's move on. Now, this next one is kind of interesting because it's sort of a something that Leo and I were involved in because we went and saw, sharing my screen again, and here we go. Now we're going to move on to this was Leo and I were in what was it, 2 years ago? I want to say 3 years
Last year,
ago.
actually. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was last March, maybe.
Last March.
Something like that.
We were at the National Hardware Show and we were interviewing inventors, entrepreneurs at the show. And this guy had some really cool things for Halloween. And I don't have sound. Hang on, guys. We're going to have sound in a second.
Gonna stop share.
Volume up, volume down. Jamestown plan. Oh, animated, jack. It's got a built-in. You plug them in, it goes volume up, volume down. Video, it's got 3 built-in characters: spooky, goofy, and traditional jack. 70 minutes of content. Wow. So this is gonna be the next big thing at Halloween. Yes. Halloween characters, we have them and Christmas characters. Christmas characters too. You've got the scary head over here. Those guys. All the characters. And George. Yeah, you're the that's fantastic. That is.
Where can people find you?
Amazon, Walmart, and you're actually looking for the goal is I'd say this would be the next thing. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Sorry about the echo, guys. That fixed it. Okay.
Yeah, good deal.
All right. So what do y'all think? Is that the next big
yeah, I'll
thing?
take
Oh,
this
yeah.
one. So every year I have my whole front yard is a graveyard. And my thing every year is that I buy a new Halloween edition. So, the things for Halloween now are all animated. You want them to be doing sounds and scary sayings and moving, and the bigger the better. So anything where you can just play and plug instead of sound activated or motion activated, I'd be into that.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is for Halloween. It's the
It's
future.
come a long way from the little hanging bats that might make that awful whistling noise. You know what I'm talking about? What do you think, Kurt?
I love the pumpkin. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's great. I see potential that you could update it, change some things, maybe add your own content.
That'd be cool.
So it's really cool. I like it a lot. I would get one.
Nice. Likewise.
Yeah, the second one he was showing, we had a little sound problem with it, but it was like almost like a head shaped just glass.
Yeah.
And he put a hood over it, which kind of added to the spookiness, but that made it super versatile, I thought.
Yeah.
The camera probably wasn't doing it justice. Some of it looked really creepy.
Yeah.
didn't it, Leo?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a very versatile decoration.
Well, actually, it goes one step further from being a decoration to actually being a costume. Because a friend of ours last year at a Halloween party wore one of those with a hood, and it just changed all the
That is
time. And that was
fantastic.
I'd love to see that. That is cool.
Uh,
It may
I
even
think-
go beyond Halloween. You might be able to do other type.
well, yeah, he was doing Christmas, right? Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Christmas
could see
ones.
it.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah,
Very
the
cool.
little
Very
elves and gnomes and whatnot. Yeah.
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 All right. Good deal. Okay, so let's move on. We've got one more here. This one is a robot dog that will actually can now open doors. So this is get to that. There we go. So this is actually watch a human try to fight off that door opening robot dog. Yeah, this isn't creepy at all. So let's see if we can get this one on YouTube. And I don't think we need sound for this one.
Oh, goodness.
Determined.
That's a Terminator Silent Hill mashup that I didn't know.
Yeah, could you imagine putting like the Terminator music behind that one?
Yeah.
That particular
Can you
video?
imagine having a knock at your door instead of the regular police? It's that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Unless he's got a pizza.
Let's
If he's
say
got a
we now
pizza.
train him to open the refrigerator and bring you a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they could only do things for good.
What are your thoughts on that, Deborah?
I think it's super cool, but the whole robots, the way they have designed them now to actually mimic creatures and humans, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It really is.
Would that qualify as Uncanny Valley?
Not exactly, but it sure is scary. Yeah, Uncanny Valley is like the more human it is, but falling just a little short. But there's actually another robot that it's in more pre-test mode, but it can create more robots out of organic material that it consumes. So basically, not only could it kill people, it could make more kill bots from the people it kills.
Hey, wasn't this a science fiction plot
It's
somewhere?
being tested. What are your thoughts, Kirk, on robot dogs and robot cannibalism or whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't like them to show up to kill me, but I saw a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
Like places where I could mitigate risk. Maybe if it was a little faster, I could go into places on fire.
Yep.
Used for fire and rescue. I've
Wow.
seen those used by
Mhm.
SpaceX to kind of check the launch site. So I mean, if the prices could come down and it could do more, I think it would be nice. Maybe it could, pick up
Ooh.
trash or
Interesting.
do deliveries.
One of the problems with delivery bots right now is people knock them over. So
Well, maybe if it can
Yeah.
defend itself.
Exactly, yeah.
Or just shake a finger. No, 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 with the Terminator face and
Well, what was the thing with RoboCop, and it was like second warning?
Oh, yeah, and it malfunctions. And
Yeah.
it just guns folks down. Yeah.
There is a movie about a robot that developed emotions.
Wow.
So they had programmed it to be emotionless, but in the development of it, it learned emotions.
There's current debate right now over some AI being sentient, which if that's the case, it raises a lot of ethical questions about the treatment of said AI. And I really hope we never get to a point where machines like that are sentient. I can understand machines that can just converse with people, but not ones that can, maim people. That might be a problem.
Yeah, again, it's end use, isn't it? Kind of
Yeah.
boils down to that.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we have some success stories that we are gonna success story. We've got with us tonight, we've got Kurt Sullenberg. I keep wanting to add a syllable to your name. And we want to get an update and talk a little bit about the mini grip and just learn a little bit more about what's been going on. I hear you've got a kind of a new model out now and kind of a little cool demonstration.
Yeah, thanks, Don. I think it was January when we were last on the podcast.
You were on our first one.
Yeah. I think since then, Amazon invited us to their Launchpad program, which kind of helps new brands. So that's been neat. We have ads running on Freevee. I don't know if you know, but Freevee is kind of like Hulu.
Yeah.
But it used to be IMDb TV, and then Amazon bought it, and now they use it. And actually, when you watch some movies on Prime, it's actually Freevee. So they're running our ads on Freevee. We're doing well on Amazon. I think we're up to 650 reviews.
Nice. Kudos.
So that's neat. We worked with our factory to we can now do custom logos for people on orders from 150 up to, I mean, as many as you want, but we can now do custom at a lower volume. So we're offering that. And we're currently running a breast cancer awareness package and donating to the American Cancer Society.
Nice.
And you mentioned the newer one or the larger one. That was actually our customers' most common request, which is they love the grip that they get with the one that we have for them to be portable, but they wanted something a little bigger. So we came out with the larger one, which is about to come out. It's about to be available, and it's got the same tacky surface back of it, which really just kind of helps you crack open those larger.
Is it 4x4?
It's 5x6.
5x6.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we've been testing it in a restaurant in Cincinnati, and the owner says that his employees don't come get him for the bigger jars anymore.
Nice.
He keeps it back on the shelf.
I've got one of the small ones and I use it all the time. Jelly jars and bottle caps in particular.
Yeah, nice.
They are really, really great. And so what was, tell us a little bit about the backstory, a little bit about how you came up with the idea.
I'm an engineer by trade, so research and development, and always trained to look for solutions that are out there. And I was at a family gathering, and I noticed my aunt who has arthritis asking for help with various containers, and I noticed other family members, and I noticed that each one had their own nemesis. Some had problems with one, and others could open another one. Right after that, my wife asked for help with a bunch of containers. So you know, I was just looking for something to help people, like, you know, what if you're not there? And, you know, maybe how do you open something when you're not in your kitchen? If you're at the beach, if you're on a boat. So that's kind of how I came up with the first one, and it's just grown from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were featured recently on the Grommet.
Yes.
We actually, Leo and I were on a plane or an airport heading back from New Hampshire and came across that. And I was just so tickled to see that. That was and you mentioned your aunt and you know having trouble, having arthritis. I think this is great because they were featuring it with pill bottles, with prescription bottles. And I think that use case is just fantastic.
Thanks. I mean, it works great for that. Even the safety plastic that you can get out there that's like on a Visine bottle or on pill bottles, you can just take a mini grip and just rip it right off.
Wow.
A good segue for later, but it also works on wine sleeves. So like if you constantly cutting the wine sleeves off, you can just use a mini grip and usually just rip it right off. So it's got a great grip for that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
Thanks.
cool. All right. So so you're kind of at that point now where you're expanding and you're adding some new products. And so what do you think helped you the most to kind of get you to that point of?
I think, you know, I'm an engineer, I'm an inventor, more technical. I think you don't know what you don't know. And my business partner he's in business development. And I think just having a network there and having people surround you with different views is kind of how you grow past your limitations and where you get exposed to new ideas. So early on, I was you know at the Inventors Network, and you guys gave me some input. And then from there, you know, I joined Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, and now part of the Awesome Inc. cohort here in Lexington. And just that network and the people you surround yourself really helps when you're, you know, have a blind spot or have an area you're not the best at.
Yeah. The whole lone wolf inventor thing's just that, a myth. Yeah.
Yeah. Difference between a live wire and a dead one is connections. So.
I like that a lot.
So all right. Well, cool. So do you want to show this now or you want to wait till later? Or?
I think we'll just end with it.
Okay, we'll end with it. So we're gonna have a grand finale and it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
So
Untested.
So this should be very, very interesting. Leo, do we have any questions in the chat?
Oh, in the chat. Not presently, but actually, I was wondering, Deborah, if you could tell us a little bit more about your events.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, but actually I'm gonna kind of piggyback off his because part of my business does the small business you know, consulting and helping them grow in their market share. And one of the things I did is I was a principal investigator for a National Institute of Health grant. And we were evaluating assistive care products that you could use in your home to allow the seniors to stay living in their homes safely. And we started with the bathroom products, and you know, our next model was to look at kitchen products. And when he was over there talking about it, I'm like, that is one of the products that we would love to say, you know, you go to a store, you have 15 grab bars, right? You have 15 different types of openers. How do you evaluate and what are the conditions by which you really say you should select one product over another? So I'm like, yeah, we have to connect after this. So yeah, I see a lot of really value to what he's bringing to market in many different applications.
Absolutely.
And then my other side of my business is debutante events. And I do everything from family events, you know, birthday parties to corporate association events. The most recent one we did was promoting in Scott County all the women entrepreneurs. In Georgetown, if you go down the main street, 90% of the retail stores are owned by women. So when I moved there about 6 years ago, I'm like, this is not something you see every day.
Mhm.
So we put together an event where we featured all their products. If you were a chef, you served the finger sandwiches at a Métis. If you had a photo booth, you took pictures. If you're a videography. So we featured everyone's product or service as a sponsor of the event to help them, especially if they were a home-based or a very small business, to get the marketing that they normally just don't have that opportunity to get.
Wow.
That's
So
excellent.
that's what I'm really trying to do is help really a lot of the home-based businesses, because that's where I started, get that exposure to take it to that next level and make those connections and get recognized when they may not have the funds readily available or know how to get the funds when they're first starting out.
That's fantastic.
And then, to the Halloween spooky part of it. I am now in my 36th year of sponsoring what's called the Holler Screen Party.
Oh, wow.
And it started in my basement, about 35 people, and it grew to being in a party center, to at yacht clubs, boating clubs wanting me to help sponsor it. And now I do it out of the basement of the home that we have every year. It's going to be next weekend.
That's
So we
awesome.
do costume prizes, and every corner of my house has some spooky decoration. So if you ever come to the party, you never know what's going to get you.
Excellent.
Oh, cool.
You have to know the passcode to get in.
No, there's no the more the merrier. It's all about, it's for me, everything that I've done in my career is, I love to make people successful, have fun, laugh. We're only here once. Life is so difficult. It's nice to take just a moment, even if it's a day or an evening,
Yeah.
and just enjoy and have fun together.
Yeah.
That is so true. So if someone is interested in any of those areas, how would they find you? What would they?
Yeah, we have a website, www.debutante
All
and that both brings you to both our small business consulting and also the events. And we are certified wedding and event planners, and also we are ordained ministers. So we became ordained ministers during COVID to help people that couldn't get married during their big, planned ceremonies, get married in their backyards, and then have their reception in, the following year or two.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so
very cool.
much.
Yeah.
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 And thanks for being here. Yeah.
I appreciate
Great
it.
to have
This
you.
was fun.
Yeah.
I'm waiting I see champagne over
Yeah.
there. Talking about celebrating.
Yes, we're
fun.
about to celebrate
Yeah.
something.
Getting close to it. Yeah. As far as the chat goes, we've had a ton of comments, both live stream and in the room. And one that really is standing out to me is Richard in the live stream pointed out he went to a toy-based seminar, and they were talking about the criteria that people are looking for in toys. And he pointed out like it really eliminates a lot of super popular games that people played for a long time, like chess. Because chess, in terms of the time signature that it takes, it's no longer hip. So I just thought that was interesting because, if you go by modern criteria, a lot of things that people take for granted as a positive invention might get grandfathered out of it. So,
Well, you play online now.
yeah,
You have online
yeah,
chess games.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And several people wanted to see the pumpkin decoration link, and which I provided. When it comes to inventions that people didn't want, there were several examples, but they were almost all dangerous. And Larry even asked ChatGPT, and I was a little bummed that apparently I'm less ethical than AI. It mentioned a lot of things that I would be okay with, including surveillance tools and environmentally harmful technologies. Yeah, it's been a fun chat. Celeste pointed out a good combination invention is what she calls a torch, because in South Africa that's what they call a flashlight. But those also have the LEDs at the end, so you can find them easier and things like that. I hadn't thought of that, but in some ways that's taking one invention and then just doubling it.
Yeah.
For its purpose.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Celeste, you should do something with that.
Yeah.
Oh, All
call it the
right.
Torch Squared or something.
Torch Square, yeah. Leo's already thinking of branding. All right. Okay, well, and I think we're gonna celebrate somehow here in the next minute or two. And as we wrap up, so Kurt, you've got a kind of an interesting celebration demonstration.
I have one customer who loves mimosas and she swears by mini grip to open champagne bottles. She used to ask someone else to do it and now she does it. I haven't done this, but you know, it's a shame that I brought a bottle today that probably should be sabered. You know, but supposedly it works really well and there's no drama and it just opens really easy and almost anyone can do it. So if you really don't want champagne on your carpet or you don't want to shoot someone in the head with the cork, so I brought it. We're going to try it. I have not tried this before, but you just supposedly just kick it
Whoa.
Oh,
off and there's no, you know, pulling or anything and
Not
anyone
even
can do it.
foaming. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
well, now you could be selling these in the wine and
Yeah, Total Wine and More.
yeah.
This is the other, you know, got our Kentucky glasses
All
here.
right.
That's it. So
Very cool.
y'all want a toast or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
To Friday the 13th, to Mini Grip, and to Halloween.
Yeah,
It's Halloween.
Yeah,
It's got the orange
we
bottle for
forgot to
Halloween.
mention it is Friday the 13th. It's Inventor Friday. It's Friday the 13th. And it's
October.
Friday the 13th.
yeah. All right, very cool.
Do we,
So yeah,
End of our round.
you want to toast?
yeah,
it
yeah,
here, or-
yeah, let's.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. You don't mind. Yeah. Come over and toast.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a neat idea. Love it.
Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, yeah. George.
Well, George or?
Yeah, get the right camera.
Okay.
No, it'll be high enough, but we'll,
There we go.
It's all good.
so what, to invent, to create
Right, there we
creativity
go.
or?
No invention. Here we go.
Yeah.
Clink,
All right,
clink. Good deal.
all right. Thank you so much for that, Kurt.
Excuse me.
We really appreciate it and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Need one more camera switch.
Oh, I never even thought of that. So let's point it out that 13 is a reversal of 31.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought of
There
that,
you
but
go.
yeah, Halloween.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for spending your Friday night with us. We really appreciate it. We hope you've had a lot of fun and learned some stuff. And watch for our next upcoming meetings. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on in November at kyinventors.org. And watch your email inboxes because we may be sending you some information. If you're not getting that, be sure and sign up on that website. So
Yeah.
thank you again. And everybody have a great night and happy Halloween.
Bye,
Early.
everyone. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks,
Thanks
George.
for having us.
Yes, thank you.